Hey there, I am back in the van for another work day. I know if you watched the last couple of videos, you might be thinking it's awful slow going, but I want to make sure I do everything right and as well as I can so that I really love the finished project. I did the paint the other day and I realized that I couldn't come right in the next day or even later that afternoon because it needed a good 24 hours or so to cure. So I worked yesterday and then I'm back today and I'm pretty happy with the results. There are some brush strokes visible and a couple of places where the drips from the spray paint are still there and that sort of thing. But I do know that all of that's going to be covered over. But today I want to go ahead and get the Kilmat up so I can do my installation, and I'm going to show you what I'm going to do with that. And we'll just keep going step by step. So this is the Kilmat I ordered from Amazon. I got the smallest package. It's 36 square feet. And if you look on the Kilmat website and some other places, you'll see people have covered the entire interior of their vans with Kilmat, but the real objective is to just deaden the sound and reduce some of the flex and the sound waves echoing through the metal panels here. So if you just do 25-30% coverage, from what I understand, that should actually have a tremendous effect on sound deadening. Obviously, all the other things that go into the van will also block some of the sound, so my wool insulation, my walls, my flooring, that sort of thing. So I'm going to get started just putting up pieces in the center of each of these main panels, and actually have a window that's going to go in there and on the other side, so I need to make sure I don't cover that up. Those windows are on back order, so it's going to be a bit before I get them. Also, probably will do a little bit on the ceiling, just because if a rock or something bounces off the ceiling, it can really echo in the van, and I'm not going to have a ton of insulation up there. Also on the wheel wells, they're real noisy if something, you know, pops up from the road. And I'm not going to do the floor because the insulation I have for my flooring, which I'll show you later, is going to really cover that pretty well. So just going to do these main side panels, a little bit of the ceiling, and I'm going to save some to do on the back doors and the sliding door later. I'm going to put a window in the sliding door, and then I will do the base of that later on. So here is the Kilmat, and as I was getting ready to open this, I thought of another reason to not do the whole van. This stuff is pretty heavy. It comes with instructions there. And if you're trying to save weight in your van, as I am, then you don't want to put too much in there, too much extra weight whenever you can save. And so if I can do a third of what you might do if you were covering the whole van, it saves not only expense but weight. This box, like I said, I didn't weigh it, but I want to say it's a good 12 pounds. I have roughly taped off my window position just so I can remember where they are and don't get carried away. I'll probably do a little Kilmat kind of on the sides here, and then also up in the top parts of the door there. So that's good to go. And then I've got a pair of scissors here, just any kind of heavy duty sharp scissors should work, and a roller, which I picked up at Lowe's. This is a wallpaper roller. I would have liked to have a metal one that's got a little bit more weight to it, but that's all I could find in the store. And you need this not only to adhere the Kilmat to the wall, but also because it's got a grid pattern on it, as you can see here. All these little squares, when you attach it and roll it on to make sure the adhesive is secure, these will flatten down, and that's how you know that it's nice and properly installed. So I'm going to watch for that. I did think about being my kitchen rolling pin out, and I might do that for some larger pieces just because it's heavier and might do the job a little bit faster, but I'm going to give it a go and see how this little wallpaper roller works. All right, so here goes, first piece. Thankfully, it's pretty warm today. This can only be installed at 53 degrees or higher, so I'm happy that the weather is nice. And I'm gonna put this first piece just right here, kind of in the middle. Lost my roller already. And I definitely think my kitchen rolling pin might be faster and ergonomically, yeah, that's a word, a little bit more comfortable for me in terms of multiple, you know what I mean. Anyway, I'm gonna go get it. You're good to go. When all else fails, improvise. So much faster. Love this idea. All right, these panels that are gonna go up here by the window, I'm just gonna cut in half vertically. I'm not gonna be super picky about measurements, but enough to get it on either side of the window here. All right, there we go. I'm going to keep working and I'll be back with you in a few minutes. All right, so a couple other notes about this product as I was reading the instructions. I mentioned the temperature, the ambient temperature when you actually install it. Also, it's not repositionable, so you need to be fairly confident about where you're sticking it up on the walls because you can't peel it back off and then reuse it. The other thing is that the walls do need to be clean. They provide some cleaning instructions in the manual that comes with it. But since I just did all my cleaning and painting and I let my paint cure, I'm pretty comfortable that this is going to be a good solid installation, and fingers crossed that I'm right. We'll see. Time will tell, I guess. Okay, it's wheel well time, and these are obviously a funky shape. I've seen people cut very carefully and cover the entire wheel well, but I'm going to follow the same approach that I did everywhere else because this works by taking the vibration out of the metal, not actually physically dampening. Well, it's physically dampening the sound, but in a different way. It's not catching the sound waves in the air. It's stopping the metal from flexing and creating the sound waves, if that makes sense in my sort of pseudoscientific mind. So what I'm going to do is just to keep the metal from flexing and vibrating loudly, I'm going to do one piece along here and then another piece on each side, and hopefully that will be enough to keep the rattle out of the wheel wells. And I'm just kind of scoring. It'd be easier with a knife, I suppose, but I'm just going to score where the curves are here to make it fit a little better. And here I think I'm actually going to go ahead and trim it a bit to make it fit better. All right, let's go. I am pretty much done with the Kilmat now. I did a little bit on the ceiling using some scraps, and then I cut up one piece. Don't want to cover the whole thing because I am going to put my fan up in the top, and I'm not sure if I need to leave other clear space in. Like I said, I don't think that I'm going to have a lot of noise from the top just because of the things that I'm going to put in that space. I do have about 9 or 10 sheets of Kilmat left, so I might go back and put a little bit more on the wheel wells or maybe a little bit on the floor. I do need to come back and put some in the doors down here and behind the panels. I need to clean that up a bit. And also on the slider door, after I put the window in, the bottom of it is going to need some. So it was a pretty easy project. It took me about an hour and a half maybe total, so a quick project too, leaving me time to do some other things today. It actually feels pretty good to have a project done that actually I can visually see the progress. See the progress. Oh man, I'm so not coordinated. Anyway, yeah, it's nice to actually see a little bit of progress in the early stages of the van build, so it feels good, and I'm glad to be done with it. I'm going to work on, I think, the rear view camera next, because I need to hardwire that and run the wiring up through these channels up in here and get that in, and probably some rough wiring also for lights and things like that that are going to go in the ceiling and under the cabinets. Get the rough wiring in for that before I do the installation. But I do have all the materials I need for installation. I've got 4 days off work, and hopefully we'll be making some good progress.